Iran says Israel is too weak to start an all-out war as tensions mount over if and when the Islamic Republic will attack. For a week now, Israel has been braced for a response from Tehran following a series of high-profile assassinations. Israel Defense Minister Yoav Gallant met with IDF Homefront Command today. He said the country was working to provide adequate warning of any attack from Iran or Hezbollah, but that normal life must continue. Our senior correspondent Bianca Zanini reports.
Because of the war, we need to be more. We need more blood.
Israelis donating blood in preparation for a threatened attack from Iran and Hezbollah. The country has opened bomb shelters, checked water reserves, and stocked up on blood supplies in a fortified underground center.
Now, blood is very much a target. It is a strategic element that our enemies would want to target, because that would put us at a huge disadvantage if we couldn't supply blood for casualties. So we want to make sure that it is protected in this building against conventional weapons, against chemical weapons, against biological weapons.
Any moment now, Israel expects an attack from Iran or one of its proxies.
To the north of Israel and that very tense border between Israel and Lebanon, our Pierre Clochendler is there. And Pierre, the IDF is really laser focused, isn't it, on the possibility of an attack from Hezbollah in Lebanon. Any signs of that happening soon?
No, I think at this moment, at this particular moment in time, there is a multifarious equation that has been going on since October 8th on the Northern Front. And today, about 2 hours ago, there were 2 salvos of rockets that were directed towards Nahariya, where I'm standing, as well as in the communities north and northeast of Nahariya.
Well, the foreign ministers of Muslim countries are meeting in Saudi Arabia to try and convince Iran to hold off on an attack. But they all blamed Israel for the killing of the Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, calling it a blatant breach of Iranian sovereignty. Our Middle East correspondent Erla Saran has more.
Days of intense diplomacy in the Middle East as regional tensions soar. The foreign ministers of Muslim countries held an urgent meeting in Saudi Arabia on Wednesday. The meeting was convened at the request of Iran to discuss Tehran's response to the recent assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh.
In the absence of appropriate action by the UN Security Council against the aggressions of the Israeli regime, the Islamic Republic of Iran has no choice but to exercise its inherent right to legitimate defense against this regime.
Well, the threat of an attack on Israel from Iran and or its proxy Hezbollah in Lebanon has prompted numerous airlines to cancel flights in and out of Tel Aviv. Sarah Martinez reports on the disruption.
As the world holds its breath for a major Middle East conflict between Israel, Iran and its proxies, dozens of international airlines have canceled their flights to Israel and the region due to security concerns. U.S. carrier Delta has extended the suspension of its Tel Aviv routes through the end of the month of August. United Airlines has scrapped the route entirely until further notice.
All right, there's a report in a Saudi outlet, Al Hadath, which is claiming that the Syrian army chief has been holding secret talks with the Iranians, Doron Avital, and has told them they may attack Israel from their territory, i.e. Syria. According to this report, that was done without the approval of the Syrian president, al-Assad. Just your reaction to that?
I think if through a grave mistake by the Syrians, I mean, the Golan Front and the Syrian front is something we operate all the time. We're very competent there, and if they will attack from there, they would find a very worthy enemy waiting for them.
All right, Doron, for now, thank you. Well, staying with Syria, Syrian army troops, Arab tribes and Iranian-backed militia have been attacking US-backed Kurdish forces in Syria. Pro-Damascus forces have been battling the Kurdish SDF and the YPG around the Deir ez-Zor region on the border with Iraq for some time now. Well, for more on that, we're joined by Syrian journalist Badakhan Ahmad. Thanks for being with us, Badakhan. Good to see you again. These, first of all, are the US-backed forces, aren't they, that helped push back the Islamic State in Syria. Who exactly is attacking them now and why?
Well, the situation is a bit complicated because now whole of the Middle East and let's say Syria, Iraq, Iran, Israel, the other places, they are living now with a tension, specifically with the recent Iran threats for attack Israel. And the connection with Syria specifically because in Deir ez-Zor countryside, and let's say in Deir ez-Zor city, there are some troops or militia which is related to Iran, and also some other pro groups to the government or the Syrian regime who staying there, like the National Defense and also the Syrian army as well.
The global pop star Taylor Swift has had to cancel 3 of her concerts in Vienna after authorities there foiled an ISIS-linked terrorist attack. 2 teenagers were arrested in the Austrian capital in connection with the plot. A third teen, a 15-year-old, was questioned as well. Authorities say they had all been radicalised online. Our Emily Francis has the story.
Taylor Swift, a 14 Grammy Award-winning superstar, was hitting a high note during her Eras tour throughout Europe. That is, until terror nearly knocked at hers and 60,000 fans' doorsteps, forcing the 3-day Vienna concerts to be canceled.
What just happened?
Taylor Swift just canceled her concert in Vienna, Austria.
But she didn't cancel it. They canceled on us.
Well, the team canceled.
Yeah.
It's really sad, flying all the way here from the Philippines and, hearing the concert will be canceled. It's just heartbreaking, just frustrating. But at the end of the day, I guess it's for everyone's safety. I know there will be hundreds of thousands of people flying in from different parts of the world.
Austria's domestic intelligence agency arrested the 19-year-old perpetrator, saying he was connected to ISIS and that his aim was to kill himself and a large number of people.
Now, at least 30 people have been killed and hundreds more displaced in Houthi-controlled Yemen after a flood. The worst hit areas were around the port of Hodeidah, which was targeted in an Israeli airstrike last month. That, in turn, was in response to a deadly drone attack on Tel Aviv. Our senior correspondent, Bianca Zanini, has the story.
Days and days of seemingly endless rain have caused major flooding in western Yemen, with dozens of people dead and more still missing.
We passed through a night known only to God, a night of heavy, extremely heavy rain, until the plastic cover sheets, mud and houses collapsed.
Conditions in the war-torn country have long been dire, and the floods have only aggravated an already serious situation, particularly in the Hodeidah and Haja provinces, where thousands of displaced people reside in makeshift camps.
The Haja province, and the displaced people in particular, were affected by very severe disasters due to the floods. The rains continued day and night, and the statistics of the total or partial damage have already reached almost 11,200 affected cases.
Israel and Lebanon on edge as Iran seeks support in the Muslim world for a harsh strike against the Jewish state. We'll have the latest on the tensions roiling the region. As most foreign airlines shut service to Israel over fears of an Iran strike, El Al boosts flights from Greece and Cyprus to get stranded Israeli travelers back home. We'll have that story. Austria cancels 3 Taylor Swift concerts in Vienna as the singer and her fans find themselves targeted by ISIS-linked terrorists. We'll have the details.